Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom select out there doing his work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, I want to get into a quick lesson, just based upon God's putting their feelings and emotions over what the scriptures say and taking the scriptures actually for what they say, um, and just getting into this. That's how you know that our people are truly in a weak nature, and a man is not what he used to be, you know. Like it's a saying, they say or they don't make them like they used to, and just a breed of men, if you can actually call them men, that's out here today, it's nothing but a disgrace, especially the men of our nation, it's nothing but a disgrace. Because all people can see is feelings and emotions. And they know that this is what people react off of. So this is what they cling on to, which is not the way of a righteous man. The way of a righteous man deals with knowledge, deals with understanding, deals with being able to discern thoughts, man, So real quick, this is Proverbs 16 and 32, and it says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. So it's more important to know how to rule a city. To know how to rule your own spirit than if you was a conqueror of another actual city, man. Why? Because when you look at the different emotions that we all have, being angry, sad, depressed, happy, joyful, whatever different things you want to add onto that, right? It's a time and place for everything. It's a time and place for everything. You're going to have times where, even as men, you get a little emotional about things. There's going to be times where you're going to be upset with things. There's going to be times where, you may not act yourself. There's going to be times where you know exactly what to do in certain situations. There's going to be times where you don't know what to do. But the number one thing as men, and especially men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is that we never base our actions based upon our emotions, okay? We're supposed to base the things in which we do off of the Spirit of the Lord, according to these holy scriptures, all right? And according to the strength that the Most High is placing back within us, man, And that made me think of, real quick, damn, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, I wanted to go to, okay. Yeah, this is Sirach 3 and 24, and it says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. Without eyes they shall want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not. So this is what these guys doing. They don't truly have eyes, but they want to see the light, man. They want to see all of the secrets and the mysteries that the Most High has, but they profess a knowledge in which they know not. So it's completely false. It's completely inaccurate. It's plain and simple that when you get down to the purest form of these scriptures, in which this guy completely negated, all right, he said, I'm not going to go into this, I'm not going to go into that. When you get into the Hebrew, into the Greek, this is how we find out the correct way to decipher these scriptures, man, in the correct context, because everything is about context, man. Everything is about context, and he let his own vain opinion and the opinion of others destroy him, man. And this is something in which Saul did when he was king, right? Let me see if I can find that precept. When he said he feared the people, I believe it's 23rd chapter. No, that's not it. Slovakia. He said he feared the people. Chapter 15. Okay, yeah, I believe this is the chapter. Slocky, give me 1 second. Let me find this. Yeah, here we go. This is 1 Samuel 15 and 24. And it says, and Saul said unto Samuel, because Saul he didn't listen unto the Lord when the Lord said, destroy everything from the Amalekites, but he did his own thing, So this 1 Samuel 15 and 24, and it says, and Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. So all this guy is really doing is he's appeasing to the feelings of the people rather than deciphering things righteously through the Spirit and dealing according to the knowledge of the Lord, man. That's all it truly is. Because when you look at the comment board from the video and what he did, it's just people bigging him up and people talking shit about Great Millstone, So this is all this guy's doing. When you appeal to the people's feelings and emotions, in the eyes of the people, you can't lose when you do that, man. But we don't care about that. All right? We know that it's truly us against the world. It's us and Yahweh Shem Yahushua against the world. We wasn't made to appease the world, man. We was brought up in the spirit to go against everything that the society stands for. All right? We were set up to go against everything the society stands for. It's like it. So why go and do a thing in which the Lord hates, man? Why go and do such a thing, man? What sense does that make? All right? So all guys is just going off of their own vain opinion and obeying the voice of the people in an act in which they shouldn't do, man. Because all you're doing is pissing the Lord off at the end of the day. Right? Because this is what this thing is all about. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Right? Now, in him doing that, he truly don't fear the Lord, because if you fear the Lord, you're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of these scriptures and decipher it as it should be. Matter of fact, it's the book of Malachi. And these guys like discernment. They like heavy discernment, right? And this is Malachi 3 and 3 and 18. And it says, matter of fact, start at verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. So this book is a book of remembrance, man. Of remembrance of our law, statutes, commandments, and the laws and different things in which how we used to do and how we were to go about things, man. And of course, we all know within this present time, we're not grabbing women and taking them and doing as we please. But this was done at a point in time, and it just wasn't about no law clause, man. A war clause, as this guy tried to say. Like you had an excuse during times of war to deal with it. And yeah, of course, the Most High had us deal with everything in a certain fashion, because what? Everything is done in decency and in order. And if the woman didn't want to stay with you, why would you want to force her to? you know. And in the terms of dealing with the woman of our nation, yeah, that was a proper order. But what? You would deal with that with her father accordingly and pay him the dowry. You wasn't paying no you wasn't dealing with a heathen woman in the same manner that you would deal with the Israelite woman. Okay? Israelite women were treated way better. Period, man. And it's not a hard thing to understand about this. You know, you have the examples in Numbers the 31st chapter. You have the examples in Judges the 20th chapter. What are you going to say about that? That wasn't no wartime situation. So what would he say about that? He didn't bring that out from what I watched of the video. All right. So it says, verse 17, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my Jews, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. And then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So this is what we ought to be doing during these present times. And this is how we can clearly tell that he is not of the Spirit of the Lord in the name in which he got, man. Because he's not using the purest form of the Hebrew, all right? And he's not using proper discernment. He's using his emotions to the so-called discern the scriptures. And you can't do that because emotions don't help you to discern a damn thing. It helps you to appease yourself with how you personally feel, which is off, man, you know? So, you know, with that, Salakia. So, you know, with that, you know, I just hope this short segment was edifying. And, you know, us as men of Yahweh Shemi Awashad is one thing we can't afford to do. Because if we go for our feelings and emotions, that's going to get us in the world a hell of a trouble, man, you know? So, with that, you know, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, the Bawanas to the apostles and the elders of great millstone, and Shalom to leg out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalom.